Good day. Our presentation is all about man-made calamities and their mitigation. So, pag-usapan natin kung ano ang mga last remaining topics that are included in this presentation. So, to begin with, what you are seeing on your screen is all about polar bears. No? Polar bears are known to be apex predators in our ecosystem. Ibig sabihin, pag sinabi natin apex predators, wala silang mga natural threats, no, or predators na usual na pwedeng mag-prey on them kasi nga predators sila. However, because of the changing environment, no, dahil na rin sa mga human threats including yung mga uh, activities, no, generated by humans, nagkaroon tayo ngayon ng impact doon sa ating environment na nag-result sa pagbabago ng ating climate. And because of that, climate change, it resulted to the changing, no, habitat ng ating mga polar bears, where yung increase in the temperature resulted to the melting of the ice caps, no? Yung ating mga icebergs, which is a natural habitat for the polar bears. And according to researches, because of that activity, no, yung pagmelt ng mga icebergs, nagresulta ngayon sa decline of the population of our polar bears in the world. And if you will look further, no, in the picture, uh, yung mga polar bears na yan, kung saan-saan na sila ngayon kumakalat, no? Instead of they are preying on their natural um, prey, no, mga animals, naghahunt sila, dumadating sila sa point na they are now looking for some leftovers, no, sa mga garbages na tinatapon usually nating mga tao. What you are seeing on the picture is actually a real image, no, showing na yung mga apex predators natin na naturally nagpe-prey sa mga sea lions, no, yung mga usual na animals na nakatira din sa mga polar regions, looks like nawala na yung kanilang instinct to do so, no, yung kanilang pag-hunt ng kanilang natural food. It is because of the garbages that were thrown on the sea. So instead of doing the thing na mag-hunt sila, kumakain na sila ng mga leftovers. And in a way, their natural instinct to hunt is actually looks like nag scavenge na sila sa mga basura. So, isa ito sa mga very important na kailangan nating bigyan ng pansin kasi mapapansin natin diyan na wala na yung natural condition and behavior na ating mga polar bears. So going back, meron tayong mga tinatawag, no, mga man-made calamities. Pag sinabi nating man-made calamities, these are disasters that have an element of human intent. Ibig sabihin, sinadya nating mga tao na gawin itong activity na ito. Or it could be also related to the negligence, no? Kapabayaan. Hindi natin na-execute ng maayos yung mga dapat nating gawin as humans. Or it could be an error involving a failure of a man-made system. Sometimes meron tayong mga infrastructures na ini-establish natin sa ating mga communities. Or let's say, an example of infrastructure is a man-made dam, no, na nakasituate mismo sa gitna ng isang kagubatan. There are times na yung mga man-made infrastructures natin na yan, we cannot help kapag hindi natin sila na-maintain ng maayos, pwedeng magkaroon ng failure on the part of the man-made system. So as a result, all of these things, no, will be considered as man-made calamities. No? So they are not the natural disasters resulting from natural hazards. So meaning everything that is related to the man-made calamities are all caused by human activities. Okay? And another important thing to take note is such calamities have significant impacts on society, the environment, and the economy. So since we are in the environmental science, no, we need to take into considerations also man-made calamities have significant impacts. So we need to understand na yung lahat ng mga ginagawa natin, uh, meron yan, no, ng mga advantages maaari sa ating buhay. But looking into the bigger picture, they also have disadvantages to our natural systems. And it's very important to take note kasi uh, we are living in a society where we rely on natural resources of our environment. If we are not careful in considering kung ano ang maaring maging epekto ng mga man-made calamities na gine-generate natin, maaring maapektuhan din yung ating mga day-to-day life, no, sa ating ikabubuhay or kaya sa survival ng bawat isa. So this is a very important thing to consider in environmental science. Yeah. And syempre, if we are talking of the man-made calamities, the one of the thing that we could uh, help all together, no, as a humanity is ano yung mga actions na pwede nating gawin or isagawa so that we will not be able to perish from our own doings. So meron tayong mga tinatawag na mitigation, no? Mitigation which refers to actions taken in order to lessen the severity of a disaster's impact. So ito yung mga ah, matagal ng mga pinagmulan ng mga researches na sinasagawa ng mga tao on how to provide solutions, no, sa mga ah, calamities, whether it is natural generated or man-made man yan, no. Uh, Usually tayong mga tao, we are doing researches on how we could provide sound solutions in order to mitigate, no, on a particular calamity. So, investing in measures that limit hazards can greatly reduce the burden of disasters. Usually, what we are talking about in this aspect of investing is yung unang-una, yung ma-educate ang bawat isa, mga tao in a community, ano ang maaring dapat maging mindset nila in order to be ready and be prepared kapag dumating ang isang calamity. And syempre, it's not only about educating people, but investing also on the right technology na maaring gamitin ng mga communities, no? Para if we want to resolve a particular problem in our environment, the technologies that humans are building will be of great help. Okay. There are strategies for disaster management. Okay, so pag sinabi nating strategies, the usual way on how humans are trying their best to mitigate and provide solutions for the activities that they are also doing, no, generating harm to our environment. So the first is raising awareness about the potential hazards and how to address them. Ito yung usual na isinasagawa natin, no, kagaya ng pag-aaral natin ng environmental science sa ating university by educating everyone about the environment, about the nature, about the concepts of ecology. The subject is also helps in raising the awareness about uh, the characteristic of the environment and also yung mga human activities that we are doing that could become potential hazards sa ating environment. So, hindi lang yung educating students in the university, pati yung mga ginagawa nating mga efforts in our communities like uh, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga seminars, nagkakaroon tayo ng mga webinars, o kaya yung mga small talks that we do in our barangays, no? When we are giving people within the system, ito yung mga dapat nilang alam, ano ang mga trendings ngayon, no? Current trends within the community. So that's part of the raising awareness. And then, syempre, educating the public about how to properly prepare for different types of disaster. Ito very common ito tinutulungan natin ang mga tao to become more knowledgeable about proper preparation. Ano ang dapat maging mindset 'pag nangyari ang isang kalamidad, 'no? Ano ang dapat nating ihanda, ano ang dapat nating iprepara. So kumbaga, you are not only raised in the awareness in terms of the problems, but you are also educated in terms of proper preparations, 'no? Ano yung mga paghahanda na pwede mong isaalang-alang. And syempre, the third strategy is installing and strengthening prediction and warning systems. Dito pumapasok yung mga tinatawag nating mga teknolohiya na puwedeng mag-invest ang mga communities. So halimbawa ng mga technologies that are very helpful is yung mga alarm systems, yung mga common na mga technology devices that will provide alertness and warning for the community. Okay, according to the World Health Organization, no, meron tayong tinatawag na mga principles of mitigation. So, the principles of mitigation includes the following. So first, meron tayong tinatawag na the principle of save, principle of reduce, principle of decrease, wherein in the save, no, sinasabi dito, no, we need to have the mindset na makapagligtas tayo ng buhay. So that is to save lives. And then reduce in terms of economic disruptions. Siyempre, if there are calamities that are affecting our societies, expect natin na pwede tayong magkaroon ng mga economic disruptions that will impact the lifestyle of people within the society. And then for the principle of decrease, this is to decrease vulnerability and decrease the chance or level of conflicts within the communities. Malaki kasi ang chances na kapagka nagkaroon ng mga calamities, 'no, marami tayong mga members of the community who are vulnerable, 'no, maaari silang mapahamak. At ito ay lalong-lalo na, 'no, it includes yung ating mga elderlies, mga children, pati na rin yung mga kababaihan, 'no. So para maiwasan yung possibility na maaari silang mapahamak, 'no, principle of mitigation is to decrease the vulnerability among these population groups. And syempre, 'no, yung decreasing the chance or level of conflicts within a community. Malaki kasi ang possibility na puwede ring magkagulo, puwede ring mag-away-away ang mga members of the community. Maybe because there is a shortage in a natural commodity na pangangailangan ng bawat isa. So halimbawa, if there is a calamity that affected the waterways, 'no, o kaya yung electricity within the community, malaki yung effect niya, 'no, sa mga taong nabubuhay within the community kasi puwedeng magkaroon ng mga conflicts or pag-aaway sa mga tao na nabubuhay dun sa lugar na yun. So one of the principles of mitigation is to decrease the possibility of that scenario. And if you are going to combine all of the principles of mitigation, no, yung save, reduce, and decrease principles, the overall result will be the reduction of the so-called risks. Okay? And then, dumako naman tayo doon sa mga tinatawag na nating mga common man-made calamities na usually generated by activities by man. Okay? We only have here yung pinaka-common natin na mga man-made calamities, and these are the following. Okay? The first one is yung tinatawag natin na global warming. And then the second is yung mga uh, so-called natin ng mga land, air, and water pollution that we are actually contributing to our environment. And I want to emphasize na because of the violation of the human ecology laws, no? Human ecology laws, these were the laws that we encountered last time, no? During the midterm period. If we are continuously, no, violating the human ecology laws, it will always result to the so-called man-made calamities at the same time. So lack of awareness, no? Pati yung tinatawag natin na indifference among human beings will always result to the so-called man-made calamities. Okay? Yeah. So let us start with the global warming. Okay. If you are seeing the picture here in our presentation, no, it says that temperature is changing in the last 50 years. So ibig sabihin, ngayon kasi sa panahon natin ngayon, the temperature of the planet Earth is considerably higher compared doon sa mga nakaraang mga panahon. And this has a significant impact to our natural systems kasi if the temperature of the planet is increasing, definitely it will have an effect sa overall optimum level or equilibrium or yung tinatawag natin balance of nature ng ating talikasan. So, ang abiotic factor na heat ay malaki ang kanyang naidudulot na pagbabago sa ating natural systems. Okay, so let us explore further kung paano nangyayari. Yeah. Siyempre, we all know na the landscape of the planet uh, has transformed over the years, no? Especially during the rise of the Industrial Revolution. Ito yung mga panahon na talagang dumami ang teknolohiya natin, no? Gamit ang mga machines. Okay? It was around 1880s yan nangyari. Maraming mga pabrika ang itinayo nung mga panahon na yan na kung saan sinasabi na there is an increase in the average surface temperature of the planet Earth by 0.07 degrees every decade po. Saan nangyari ang mga pangyayari no na bakit umakyat ang temperatura sa ganyang kalagayan? Siyempre, during the Industrial Revolution, there is a mass burning of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels because we want to meet no, an increase in human demand. Siyempre, yung mga machines or yung mga machineries that we are using that time, gumagamit po yan ng fossil fuels to run our machines. So, one of the uh, waste products of these machines, therefore, no, as they are utilizing the fossil fuels, kasi may combustion process along the way, it will release a lot of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases. So, all of the gases are escaping. Usually, pumupunta sila sa atmosphere and they can actually get out of the planet Earth para yung planet Earth ay hindi naman uminit. No? But because of the increasing greenhouse gases, kumakapal ngayon yung kondisyon ng ating atmosphere. So, as a result, no, yung init no, dito sa planet Earth ay instead na nakaka-escape siya, normally papunta doon sa outer space. No? The heat is actually trapped and it bounces back doon sa ating uh, planet mismo. So, paikot-ikot lang yung init to the point na I cannot escape. So, nararamdaman natin ngayon yung init ng ating environment, no? Yung sitwasyon na yan. So the rate of temperature change has grown significantly more dramatic over time. Okay, doubling to 0.18 degrees Celsius since 1981. So it only shows na patuloy ang pag-init ng ating planet no sa mga maliliit na bahagi ng temperature na yan. Kahit sabihin mo na mga nasa 0.18 man lang yan or 0.07 man lang yan na degree Celsius lang, pero malaki ang kanyang ah, nagiging epekto doon sa pangkalahatan na kondisyon ng iyong natural system. So, especially that hindi naman natitigil yung mga human activities that is continuously happening lahat ng mga sasakyan, lahat ng mga pabrika patuloy at walang humpay sa kanilang pag-generate ng mga greenhouse gases at the same time heat, no? So expect that the global warming will be continuously developing over time. Okay? So at present, no, the global warming process, okay, which is an environmental crisis, have become the most prominent risks of our time. So yan ang isa sa mga maituturing natin na malaking environmental problem which we are always still facing at present. Yan. So what causes the global warming? Okay, so as what we have already explained a while ago, it is caused by increase in global temperature. So mga from negative 0.4 degrees Celsius up to the positive 0.6 degrees Celsius, no? Temperature natin. Okay? So all of the so-called cause, no, is actually attributed yan lahat sa ating industrial revolution. Okay? Especially when the machineries were actually uh, produced by that time. Okay? So until now, patuloy pa rin yung development ng ating global warming that is becoming a threat to our environment. Ayan. If you will look at the picture, okay, you will see the global mean temperature from 1851 to 2020. So there is a comparison to 1850 to 1900s averages. Okay, mapapansin ninyo na yung mga color blue, no, na kulay dyan, uh, that means yung temperature malamig-lamig pa siya. Pero as the color is changing from blue to orange to deep red, no, ibig sabihin the temperature, the average temperature natin is getting hotter and hotter siya. Okay, so ito yung ating guide, no? Meron tayo ditong temperature legend. So we have degrees Fahrenheit and degrees Celsius. So kapag mga nandun ka na sa deeper red color, ibig sabihin the temperature is more than 1.5 degrees Celsius siya. Whereas if you are in the lowest level, that is around negative 0.8 to negative 0.6 siya, no? Degree Celsius. Okay? And not only that, in a year, syempre meron tayong 12 months. You will also notice that merong mga months na kung saan mas mainit. Okay, may mga months naman na considerably colder siya. Pero if you will look dito, let's say in the 2020, 2019, and 2018 and 2017, no? Halos parang hindi na sila nagva-vary sa kanilang monthly global mean temperature. Parang from there, makikita ninyo, manonotice nyo na the temperature is like constantly hot all year round. So that is the uh, depiction of how global warming has been identified, no, in terms of the researches, investigations, and experiments na ginawa. And this cannot lie. So this is a real information, no? Data coming from resources, no? The data had CRUT 5. Yan. Okay. Ito kasi yung usual na natural greenhouse effect. So kapag yung solar radiation coming from the sun enters the earth, syempre heat is an abiotic factor and it's a very important, no? Abiotic factor yan para mabuhay ang living things. Without heat, we cannot have energy. Remember, heat is an energy coming from the sun. Energy is the ability to do work. So without energy, we will not be able to perform everything in the planet. However, yung heat na yan, class, naturally, it is re-radiated back to the outer space. So, syempre, it's a natural way na rin ng Earth para maibsan yung init na kanyang natatanggap from the sun. So, that's the normal natural greenhouse effect. No? Absorbs heat and then re-radiate heat back to the outer space. No? So, that's the natural greenhouse effect. However, because of the increased man-made activities, yan, dito tayo pumunta, no? Human-enhanced greenhouse effect. Burning, okay? Mass burning of fossil fuels, automobiles, no? Yung mga exhaust coming from the cars. All in all, they generate the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide, methane gas. They all accumulate in the atmosphere. No? So dito, sa area na ito. So imagine that the atmosphere is becoming thicker and thicker because of the greenhouse gases. So normally the sun will give heat that enters the earth, and naturally the heat should be re-radiated back to the outer space. However, because of the greenhouse gases accumulated in the atmosphere na very thick, no, what happens is that less heat is able to escape into the space. So natatrap yung init sa loob mismo ng ah, planet Earth. So expect mo, no, parang ikaw, yung katawan mo, sabihin mo na nilalagnat ka. Yan, nilalagnat ka. Usually, pagka uminom ka ng gamot, di ba? Yung pakiramdam mo na pagpapawisan ka. So pag pinagpawisan ka, mas nagiginhawaan ka kapag ka yung tinanggal mo yung mga coverings ng katawan mo, 'di ba? Sa body mo. Mas comfortable sa body. No? Kasi yung init na nasa loob ng katawan mo nagsisimula na siyang bumaba because nakainom ka ng gamot. So your body is starting to cool off in terms of sweating, no? Pagpapawis. However, let's say instead of removing yung mga nakabalot sa katawan mo, o jacket ka pa, 'di ba? Nagsuot ka pa ng makakapal na damit at nagpapawis ka, 'di ba? Yung feeling, 'di ba, is becoming uncomfortable on your part. That's why kapagka nilalagnat ka and then you start to sweat kasi nagsisimula ka ng give off ng iyong heat na bumababa na yung temperature sa body mo. It is advisable na dapat hindi ka nagsusuot ng mga makakapal na damit para yung init sa katawan mo din, no? ah mag-dissipate, the same time makaramdam ka ng ginhawa doon sa loob ng katawan mo. So, ganun mo siya maaring i-compare, no? Yung nararamdaman mismo ng iyong planet Earth. Yung mga greenhouse gases na na-accumulate mismo doon sa atmosphere. It's like a blanket that covers the Earth and prevents the escaping of the heat into the outer space. So, ano yung maaaring maging epekto nun sa pangkalahatan, no, sa planet Earth? Marami. Maaari siyang makaapekto doon sa normal na atmospheric condition ng planeta. Ki Kaya alam nyo ba na yung mga araw-araw nating nababalitaan minsan na halimbawa, nung isang linggo nagkaroon ng bagyo, tapos biglang ngayong linggo may bagyo na naman paparating, no? The storms or the typhoons are becoming more frequent, more than the usual na dati. May mga pagitan pa sila, may mga longer interval pa yung mga typhoons natin. Ah, yung pagkakaroon natin ng mga frequent typhoons, it is attributed to that uh, nag-change na atmospheric condition ng ating planet. Ibig sabihin, yung ating mga human-enhanced greenhouse effect are actually contributory factors para, alam niyo yun, ma-disrupt yung natural systems na meron yung ating planet. So, ganun natin siya i-appreciate, no? Wala siyang ipinagkaiba sa katawan nating mga tao na kapag yung ating health na disrupt, no? In return, makakaramdam tayo ng sama ng pakiramdam sa ating katawan. Ganun na ganun din yung kalagayan ng ating planeta. Wala siyang pinagkaiba doon sa kung papaano mo na-appreciate yung body system mo. Same also with how the planet Earth is also appreciated in that manner. Okay. Yeah. So, yan na, no? Greenhouse effect and global warming. Naka-emphasize naman na dito, no? It's caused by human activities. It's the long-term increase in the temperature. So, long-term, ibig sabihin, matagal na nating, alam mo yun, pinoproblema itong man-made calamity na ito. It's because our activities are also hindi naman nag-e-end eh. We are continuously doing the same old things, no, burning fossil fuels, generating heat coming from the exhaust of our technologies, okay? And although we are trying our very best naman to mitigate, pero alam mo yon, much much ano pa din eh, compared doon sa mitigation process natin. The rate of the impacts, no, generated by the human activities is much greater compared to the mitigation that we are doing. That's why it's becoming a long-term increase in the temperature in time. Yeah. Okay. So here are the uh other effects, no, of global warming sa ating environment. Warmer atmosphere and oceans, rising of the sea levels, changing rainfall patterns, expansion of deserts in the subtropics, so more flooding in coastal areas. If you are going to notice all of the uh, written, no, effects, talagang in different parts of the planet, they are already experienced. So merong mga different places dyan sa mundo na nakakaranas na nitong mga tinatawag nating mga effects. Lalong-lalo na, no, yung ating changing rainfall patterns. Ayan, yung pagiging frequent na makabagyo o kaya pagkakaroon ng more flooding in coastal areas. Yung talagang matindi ang pagbaha. And the melting polar ice caps, so what we have started a while ago, we've noticed that the polar bears, no, polar bears were uh, said to be naturally living in polar regions. No, they need ice to survive, but because of the melting of the polar ice caps, they cannot help but to migrate from one place to another because of the situation of their habitat na wala na silang mga uh, icebergs na usual sa kanilang habitat. So they need to migrate from one place to another place. Yeah. And syempre, extinction of animal and plant species, no? Nadidisrupt yung ating mga natural ecosystems resulting to the extinction of animal and plant species. That will result also to the food security threat for human beings. So remember, we rely we rely on animal and plant products as part of our human consumption. Kailangan natin ang mga produkto galing sa mga hayop at sa mga halaman as a food. So because of that problems within the animal and plant species results also to the food security threat for us humans. Okay. Yan. So ayan ang ating global warming, no? And then we have the land. Air and water pollution. So these are the next common man-made calamities that we are also contributing to our environment. Okay? I think you are familiar naman dito sa mga problems natin na pollution and common problem related to land pollution is yung tayong mga tao, we are actually destroying, no, the earth land surface through misuse of land resources. Ah, usually yung mga land surfaces natin, normally may mga puno, may mga hayop na nabubuhay sa kanila, pero what we are doing because of our man-made activities is we are destroying that natural land surface. It's either magpapatayo tayo ng mga condominiums, infrastructures, ano pa, buildings, okay, roads, diba? So, lahat ng mga sinasabi nating mga developments, all of them are human developments that are essential for our progress. Pero expect din natin that as we are doing the developments, we are also contributory in terms of pollution. Kasi kapag ang tao nag-settle down na sila doon sa mga land infrastructures na nabanggit, di ba? Anong gagawin ng tao? Tapon dito, tapon doon. So everything that we are doing is actually generating waste products that becomes part of the land pollution. Oh, yung mga sasakyan, no, nagkakaroon ka ng mga tinatawag mo na mga oil and fuel dumping, accidental spills, buried wastes, agricultural pre-acto. No? So all of these are actually attributed to human activities that result to land pollution. So expect what happens is that it will have a generated effects to climate, to health, to tourism, and even to animals and plants. And syempre, humans na rin at the same time. So that's it. No? It's the land pollution. Yan. So hindi lang naman uh, yung health natin, yung tourism natin, yung mga animals and plants natin affected. Syempre, even our economy, okay, will also be affected because of that pollution. So, kumbaga, nanganganak ang problema as we are progressing to the problem. So, how are we going to uh, understand further, no, the idea? Syempre, let us go back to the previous lesson, no? Human ecology laws, that when we violate the laws, we are actually contributing to the problem. So the law of conservation of matter and the law of continuous creation were actually violated. And so the problem about land pollution became an issue. Yeah. The next is water pollution class. Oh, water pollution is also very self-explanatory. It's just as simple as any chemical, biological, or physical change in water quality that has a harmful effect on living organisms or makes water unsuitable for desired use. So when we say we contaminate the water system in terms of chemical, biological, or physical, no, it means we are changing the quality of water that makes it unsuitable for desired use. Usually, sabi natin, water is the universal solvent. By universal solvent, water is considered to be the safest of all the solvents that we can use in our day-to-day life. But because we are having a lots of human activities, we cannot help. Pwede nating makontaminate ang mga water sewerage systems. No? Nangyayari, nasisira or nadidisrupt yung water quality, which is actually the chemical and physical makeup that is dependent upon its intended use. So, human body needs to drink pure water as much as possible. But because of that disrupted quality, no, na-contaminate natin, nasira natin yung natural niya na katangian, no, chemically and biologically and physically, water will not be suitable anymore for drinking. It may further result to other health problems that our body is actually experiencing. Diarrhea, no? Pwedeng poisoning. So marami tayong pwedeng ma-attribute na maaring makasakit sa ating mga katawan. Yeah. Water pollution. Siyempre, ang water, ano yan eh, it's a very important uh, natural resource that we are using every day. And do you know that before you use water, water undergoes treatment process? No, from raw water, it will undergo this treatment process. And this treatment process utilizes technology, expensive technology and expensive process in order, no, to filtrate, disinfect, treat, no, water para pag na-distribute siya dun sa ating household, water will be safe for consumption. So that's how water is actually passing through a process, no? Para mas lalo natin siya mapakinabangan. And so, along the way, also problem in water pollution is yung pag-aaksaya. So if we are also wasting water, nakabukas ang gripo, hindi siya nakapatay sa tamang oras, nakabukas lang siya, all as is na natatapon siya. The wastage of water from that human activity is also contributory pagdating sa water pollution because water is underwent a very critical water treatment process. And so, hindi po ganun kadali no? Magkaroon ng tubig basta-basta. So, places that are blessed with good facilities for water treatment process are actually benefiting for the uh, having a good potable water for consumption. Kaya dapat tayo, no, we are living in a society compared to the rural areas, we have a very good water treatment facility in our areas. Kailangan may mindset tayo na we are willing to conserve water. Okay? Because we understand that the raw water that we collected from the environment underwent a very serious, no, treatment process until the water is distributed and become safe for consumption. Yeah. So I'm just showing you here a sample Manila water bill. Okay? Yeah. You will notice that there are some uh, bills na mura lang yung charges nila every month. Tapos meron namang mga customers na ang mamahal ng kanilang water bill, no? But what I want to emphasize here is our water concessionaires, no? They are charging us environmental charge. So it says here now, pag may environmental charges, they are doing a good thing to our environment. So they are using the funds to treat, no, the facilities well, to treat water well, and at the same time to prevent possibility for the environmental damages. So that's the purpose of the environmental charges that are actually added to our water bills. Yeah. Okay. And then uh, the last one is the air pollution. Okay, air pollution is also another serious man-made calamity that involving the atmospheric condition of the planet. No, uh, air pollution is actually associated with burning, okay, burning of certain materials, no, emission of substances from facilities, emission of gases, greenhouse gases, or any toxic substances, no, in the form of gases. And also yung mga tinatawag nating industrial, commercial, and institutional combustion. Sa mga factories, no, we are emitting products of combustion. So they release carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and other forms of greenhouse gases that may go to the atmosphere. And also yung mga mode of transportations natin ginagamit like cars, no, trucks, buses. They're also contributory factor for the air pollution. Okay, but looking at the pie chart, no, you will see 60% of the man-made activities are attributed to the residential activities. So malaki ang contribution ng mga residential activities that generates the air pollution. Okay? And then it's followed by 15% coming from the point sources. Yan, mga pabrika, yung mga, alam niyo yun, yung mga na build na mga infrastructures during the Industrial Revolution. That's one of the emission from the facilities. And the other, okay, 10% natin ay yung ating mga natitira nating mga galing na lang sa mga trucks, so, transportation, facilities, and also agriculture, construction, and recreational equipment. Yan. Ako, I remember, no, sa Marikina, if you've been to riverbanks, meron doon na, alam niyo yun, yung peryahan. No? Marami mga rides na makikita ka doon sa riverbanks. And I've noticed na hindi powered by electricity yung kanilang mga ginagamit na mga rides. So the recreational equipment are actually using uh, gas. No? So merong fuel that is actually used by these recreational equipments, and then pag pinaandar na nila yung kanilang mga facilities, nag-iimit sila ng mga usok doon mismo sa kanilang may tambutso. Sabi ko, ganito pala yung mga ginagamit ng mga local, no? Ng mga amusement parks. They utilize fuels to run their mechanical, no? Yung mga mechanical ng mga rides. So, habang umiikot yung Ferris wheel, nagbubuga naman ng usok doon sa dulo yung mismo machine. So, medyo amoy ano din, no? Amoy usok din kapag nandun ka sa mga local rides. Unlike in other amusement parks like Enchanted Kingdom, okay, Star City, usually yung mga yan is electricity na, no? Kuryente na nagpapagana sa kanila. So that's why they emit lesser uh, air products contributing to air pollution. Pero syempre, ganun pa din. All of these things are generating pa rin na heat that will also contributory for the environmental problem, which is the global warming. Yan. Yan. So the effects of air pollution on humans, no? It includes, first and foremost, the problem is all about respiratory. So if you have, say, inhaled fine particles, no? These fine particles no? Mga pollution substances yan. It may cause shortness of breath, wheezing, coughing, yung mga usual na mga respiratory problems that we are experiencing. Colds, ayan. Then the fine particles can make this condition worse. So it may lead to further problems like cardiovascular and heart diseases, asthma, COPD. So all of these are actually very contributory for the decline of the condition of the human health. Yan. So marami kang pwede dyan makita ng mga maaring idulot, no, sakit sa ating mga tao. Yan, makita mo sa picture. And not only that, no, it also has a very serious impact, no, effects on the environment. So pwedeng magkaroon ng, from the greenhouse gases. Yan. Greenhouse gases natin yan, no? Nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide coming from the uh, factory exhausts when they mixed with water, the atmosphere, chemical reaction, it changes them into sulfuric acid, and nitric acid, HNO3. So ang tawag mo doon, umuulan ng acid doon sa situation na yon. So that is the acid rain condition, no? Acidic yung ulan. No? Pagdudulot siya ng damage sa mga buildings, sa mga bubong, bahay, and even doon sa mga pananim, no? Tinatamaan ng acid rain. Yeah. What else? There is also ozone layer depletion, no? Ozone layer is said to be uh, the substance layer of the earth that is capable of preventing yung mga harmful ultraviolet rays coming from the sun. So when the uh, air pollutants interact with your ozone layer, no, what happens is that they destroy the chemical uh, systems of ozone layer dyan sa ating atmosphere. So it disrupts the healthy condition of the layer. And when that happens is that nadideplete yung ozone layer, and as a result, harmful ultraviolet rays can now penetrate, no, the earth in an instant. So it not only that, even the ozone depleting chemicals, no, CFCs, form aerosols, refrigerants, and solvents. These are also considered to be substances that destroy ozone layer. Okay? And ito, no, the picture here, this is a what? This is a smog. Okay? A smog comes from smoke plus fog equals smog. So all of the exhaust coming from the vehicles, no, as they accumulate in the atmosphere, they stay within the system. So as a result, instead of a natural fog occurring in your place, it is actually a man-made, no, a man-made fog, no, which is a smog. Yeah. So kailangan meron ka diyang face mask to prevent the possibility of inhaling, no, dust particles coming from the uh, dispersed, no, substances within the atmosphere or within the air system of the planet. Yan. Okay. So here we go to the mitigating the impacts. No? Mitigating the impacts, therefore, is actually a very important solution to, no? To prevent the possibility of damaging further the Earth's system. Yan. So meron tayong tinatawag na circular economy. No? Ito yung, alam mo yung pag sinabi mong circular economy, ibig sabihin, a model of production and consumption which involved sharing, leasing, reusing, repairing, refurbishing, and recycling. So parang halimbawa, bibili ka ng ah, Coke in can, di ba? Pagbili mo ng Coke in can, yung yung mismong aluminum can, instead of the usual thing na itatapon mo na siya, i-dispose mo na siya. In a circular economy, kinakailangan magawa ng paraan kung papaano from that Coke ink can na yan, yung can mismo, no, na i-dispose mo na, magawan pa ng transformation kung ano ang pwedeng gawin dun sa can para hindi siya makapag-contribute as a generated waste in the economy. So it's either ang gagawin mo sa kanya, ire-recycle mo siya, ire-reuse mo siya, or ita-transform mo siya into something else that will be still magagamit mo pa rin sa economy mo. Yan. Halimbawa naman yung mga plastic, no? Yung mga PET bottles. Ginamit mo yung mga PET bottles para paglagyan mo ng substance, no? Like drinking water. Ayan. Ngayon, pag naubos mo na yung product within the bottle or inside the bottle, ubos na siya. The usual thing, itatapon mo na siya. But if that is a circular economy, no, instead of throwing the PET bottles, you're going to think, ano ang pwede kong gawin dito sa PET bottle na to so that the PET bottle substances will not become a generated waste within the economy. So marami na tayong mga creative ways on how we could transform them. Pwede natin silang gawing mga decorative materials, no? O kaya sometimes in a very efficient community na merong ginagamit na technology for this circular economy, no? Yung mga PET bottles, pwede na rin silang gawing damit. So you can also transform them into yung mga fabrics na ginagamit ng ating mga communities, no? Damit ng tao. So that's a very good way on how the circular economy is actually visualized. Okay? Everything that you are utilizing within your system, that's how circular economy works. Okay. Oh. So lahat yan, lahat na nakikita nyo dito, no? Everything that you see from the raw materials. So kinakailangan every human beings that are within the economy system should have good innovation, no? So that when they contribute whatever innovation they have in their mind, no, in return, nababawasan at nababawasan yung mga kalat, no, yung mga epekto ng pollution that is coming from the materials. Yan. Yan. Smart city. Smart city is another mitigation technique to within bigger context. No? A smart city represents a community of average technology size, interconnected and sustainable, comfortable, attractive, and secure. So dito naman, what we are uh, putting into everything to become a smart city is magkaroon ka ng smart mobility, smart people, smart economy, smart environment, smart government, and smart living. Usually, ang smart city mo, the goal is to create and implement an ecosystem of smart city solutions. Yeah. So para mas lalong makakatulong doon sa mga tao at hindi lang sa mga tao, doon din sa mga natural systems of the environment. Di tayo makakapag-contribute ng pagkasira. Diba? Kayo ba nasubukan nyo na mag-dine, di ba, sa SM? Then, sa SM, meron doon isang area na pag magwawash ka ng hand, di ba? It's actually a technology siya. Naka-install siya doon malapit doon sa food court. So pag winash mo yung hand mo, di ba, may lalabas doon na mixed water na may soap na siya. And then after noon, may sensor pag binalik mo yung kamay mo ulit, hugasan mo na naman siya. So, malinis ng tubig yung babagsak. So, hindi naman siya yung parang dire-diretsong tumutulo, pero it's actually censored siya. So, it can feel kapag may maghuhugas ng kamay. And then, kapag inalis mo na yung kamay mo kasi malinis na siya, kumbaga okay na sa'yo, di ba? Automatic na may maglalabas naman siya ng tawag dito, tissue, no? Lalabas siya doon sa machine. So, merong part doon. So, yun, mga example yun ng mga uh, smart living, no? Within the particular establishment. So, it promotes yung conservation of water, it promotes yung cleanliness ng mga tao na kumakain bago kumain para di magkasakit. So, in a way, technology integrated din yun kasi information technology, naka-program na eh kung ano yung gagawin ng machine. So, yan, yung mga halimbawa yan ng mga smart city initiatives. Pati yung, di ba, pag sa SM din, ah magsi-CR kayo, di ba? Then when you flush yung toilet, nakalagay doon, this toilet is utilizing 100% rainwater, treated rainwater. Ibig sabihin, iniipon nila yung rainwater from yung pag-umulan, no? And then, tinitreat nila, and then ini-store nila. At yun ang ginagamit nila para ipang uhugas doon mismo sa toilet, ipang flush, no? So, everything is actually helping the environment in that manner. Yeah. Okay, so that's smart city characteristic. Okay, yung mga green buildings, yan. Green buildings, green energy, green urban planning. Oh, so this is actually for the smart environment. Okay, and then ito yung mga examples of green building. A building that is in its design, construction, or operation reduces or eliminates negative impacts and can create positive impacts on our climate and environment. At so yung mga designs ng bahay, as much as possible, it's from eco-building, eco-friendly building materials sila. No? LED lighting, gumagamit ng solar panels, merong household water conversion, wind turbines, yan. So, ito yung mga characteristics of a green building. Yan. And then, syempre, ito na, pa-end na, no? It's all about waste management, the collection, the transportation, the handling, and disposal process of dealing with removal of human waste. So, every community should have a good waste management system where hindi kung saan-saan tinatapon ang kalat, no? Waste is actually managed well within the community, starting from the collection, no, to the disposal, to the treatment, no, treatment facility, and from the treatment, pwede kasing may mga waste na pwede mo pang magamit ulit that could be utilized into uh, forms of energy, or it could be utilized into form of substances or materials na pwedeng i-recycle pa, no? Para magamit pa siya sa iba't ibang mga pwedeng paggamitan na mga ah, bagay. Okay, so that's the waste management. Okay, yeah. So to end the presentation, no? Okay, to mitigate is to respect and observe the human ecology laws. Ibig sabihin, if humans, all of us are just observing the human ecology laws and we are sensitive enough, okay, we give respect to our environment, no? Ibig sabihin din nun, in a small way, we are contributing to the mitigation of the man-made calamities. So kahit na hindi man siguro tayo directly man, no, na ma-involve natin ang ating mga sarili in voluntary actions to help the environment in small ways, no, which is to follow, to abide by the rules of the human ecology laws, is already showing a small way to mitigate, no, the problem. Yeah, sabi nga ni Adlai Stevenson, we travel together, passengers on a little spaceship, dependent on vulnerable supplies of air, water, and soil, all committed for our safety, to its security and peace, preserved from annihilation only by the care, the work, and I will say the love we give our fragile craft. So thank you for the day that you have devoted. I hope that you will be observing, no? Taking notes yung ating mga binigay na mga highlights, and God bless everyone. So this is our second to the last topic na, no, for the environmental science. So good day everyone, and thank you for the